Hello, I'm Chris Casey.
And I'm Kristen Lagana. Welcome to Arundel County Week in Review. In this episode, we'll preview RiverFest and tell you about the effort to get school supplies for children who need them. But first, making headlines this week. We're coming down to the wire on the county budget, and this week, County Executive Steve Schuh took the unusual step of personally testifying before the County Council in support of his 3% property tax cut. This was actually the second time Schuh addressed the council, a move that has rarely, if ever, happened. Here's what he had to say.
The cost of government has increased on a relative basis by 20% over the last decade for citizens of this county. Local government is taking too big a bite out of family budgets. Property taxes are a major contributor to this increasing burden of government. Despite the property tax revenue cap that we think protects us, property tax revenues have increased at an average annual rate of 4% over the last 10 years, far faster than the rate of inflation. The burden of property taxes falls disproportionately on the elderly and those on fixed incomes. That's why tax relief, I believe, should be focused on property taxes. My budget calls for a 3% reduction in property tax rates. Under our plan, the rate will fall to 90.8 cents per $100 of appraised value, which is 3% below the rate allowed by the property tax revenue cap. That's a real cut that will put $19 million back into taxpayers' pockets next year and every year thereafter, and will spur economic growth and job creation.
Several other local officials also weighed in on the property tax rate, including Senator Ed Riley. He said the voters have already spoken and the council needs to approve the cut.
61% of the voters sent this man with his agenda to the fourth floor. And the question is, these same people brought you back, hoping, I believe, that you would support the programs that he is promoting. I would just encourage you to support both the 3% reduction in revenue, property tax revenue, and the 30-year amortization.
The council will hold its final vote on the tax rate on June 15th, and we will have the action live on Arundel TV and streamed live online. It's not too late for you to make your voice heard. You can reach your councilman at 410-222-1401.
If you want that tax cut, make that phone call.
Yeah.
Last week, we brought you an update on House of Cards, and this week, it's House of Snakes.
Ugh.
Jeff and Jody Brooks bought a house on the Broadneck Peninsula only to find the house is already occupied, but it's occupied by black rat snakes.
Oh, no.
So now they're suing their realtor for not disclosing their uninvited guests. The snakes range in size from hatchlings to, get this, 7 feet long, according to Annapolis Capital. And the snakes are not poisonous and generally not dangerous. They're actually good for the local environment. But they're not good in the house. So the Brooks family is suing the realtor for $2 million. What do you think, Kristen? You got a problem with snakes, or?
We have to stop talking about this.
You don't like snakes?
I am not a snake fan. No,
Well,
no. And I know the black snakes are good. I know that they're important to the ecosystem, especially around here. But no, snakes are not my thing.
Well, if you look, there's like lizards with no legs. They're cute.
No, that doesn't
Okay.
work. Sorry.
All right. Well, hopefully they got all the snakes out of their house and you won't be called to
Did you
come
see
fix
Anaconda?
that. No.
Oh, gosh. Look up that movie.
Okay. Maybe that would change my view on snakes.
Maybe.
All right, now get it together.
Sorry. Hopefully you haven't lost your appetite after that last story. We did want to update you on the Burrito Wars we told you about roughly 2 years ago. Burrito giant Chipotle has won approval by the Maryland Court of Special Appeals to open a restaurant downtown over the objections of Moe's Southwest Grill. Now, for all you zoning junkies out there, this saga has had everything. There was even an argument that Chipotle should be considered fast food, which is banned from the City of Annapolis zoning code because they have, wait for it, plastic forks and knives.
Dun, dun, dun.
If the Chipotle does indeed open, it will take over the space near Market House where Coffee Beanery is. So let the Burrito Wars begin. Chris, do you have a preference over one burrito spot versus another?
Well, I don't want to hurt my chances of getting any free burritos, but I like Chipotle.
You should say you're an equal opportunity burrito
But I'm not. I can't
eater.
say that. I haven't been to Moe's except once or twice. I go to Chipotle at least once a week.
I think we need a taste test.
Well, maybe we need a taste test, but Chipotle's going to win regardless.
Okay, have you had Qdoba?
I have.
Okay, and your feelings on Qdoba?
Not as good as Chipotle.
Still, okay, Chipotle reigns supreme.
Yeah.
What about California tortilla? Have you had that?
I haven't.
Okay.
but not as good as Chipotle.
Okay, I've had California tortilla. I appreciate different things about all the burrito places.
Okay, like what? Give me an example.
California tortilla has a very interesting menu. I think they've gone above and beyond with the combos they can put in their burritos. I like the chicken Caesar burrito, and that's not something you can get everywhere.
Wouldn't you call that a
And-
chicken Caesar wrap anywhere else?
No, it's different. It's
But
got
it's a
rice and
burrito.
beans in it.
Okay,
So it's not
that
a wrap.
makes it a burrito.
Also, they've got a wall of hot sauce options, which you should like because I know you're a fan of hot sauce.
She does know me.
See?
I
Yeah.
like her.
Yes.
She
Okay.
can stay.
Cordova, I hear a lot of people like because they like the queso, and that's not an option that's at all these other locations. Chipotle, they've got the guac recipe down, and they do have delicious food, and it's very quick. You can get in and out, and it's pretty easy. Like everyone knows their Chipotle order by now.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I've learned nothing else, it's that Kristen Lagana has a future in the burrito consulting world.
I'm just trying to keep, I'm a politician,
So,
trying
Moe's,
to keep it even.
Cordova, California, Chipotle, you need a consultant.
We also need to try Moe's. I haven't tried Moe's, and you need to try California tortilla, and we'll make a final call. But I think we should have this on show. Burrito Throwdown.
All right, well, let's make those
Saying
calls.
it
Let's
today.
make those calls right now while we go on break. When we come right back, we'll talk with Tanya Steele about a very successful program that provides school supplies for needy children. Take a look at our community calendar for events around town, but don't go away because we'll be right back.
Mom. Dear.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Welcome back. Joining us on the program this week, we have Tanya Steele, Volunteer Coordinator for Anne Arundel County's Department of Social Services. Tanya, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
coming on.
much. Yeah. Can you tell us a bit about your position, how long you've been with Social Services, and what a volunteer coordinator does?
Absolutely. I've been there almost 5 years now. I'm an employee of the county, but I do the work for social services. And what I do is I find great people that really want to get involved and either volunteer as a mentor or become a volunteer through our donor programs or our back to school program or our holiday sharing program. And I also find volunteers for our Homeless Resource Day, which is a huge program for the
yeah.
county.
Love that day. We've been involved with that before. It's a
Yes.
great one. Back to the back to school program. That's a lot of back to school. This is the 25th year of this program, correct?
That's correct. We have 25th anniversary, and we have helped thousands of elementary school students in Anne Arundel County receive a free backpack and school supplies. So
Oh, wow.
since 1989, it's been really successful.
That's incredible to think of, since 1989.
Yeah, that's a lot of students you help, a lot of backpacks.
Remember that year, Chris?
I wasn't born yet, so
Okay,
no, Kristen,
all right.
I do not remember that year. Thank you.
Well, that's incredible. That really is. So 25 years. And this program's been going on, and there's a lot of people that obviously want to get involved.
Absolutely. I mean, the students that we help are receiving free lunch or reduced lunch, and their families may receive food stamps or temporary cash assistance. And we are a proud partner with the Anne Arundel County Public School System. So our school counselors are the ones who make sure that those parents ask for the backpack and those who are in need, and then they give us that information, and then we match them up with a donor.
I mean, I couldn't even imagine being a kid going in on the first day of school and not even having the basic supplies to take your classes. So this is such a huge deal. If people want to help out at home watching the show, how can they contribute?
Well, the first thing they can do is they can go to the county's website, aacounty.org, and sign up. They fill out a form. They say, I want to help a child at X elementary school, or even if they don't know that, they just say they want to help a student in need. Then they purchase that backpack and school supplies. We'll match them up and email that information directly to them. And then they deliver it the second week of August to the schools. Yeah.
So you could even specify which school it goes to?
You can. If you want to help a student in your community, or if your child went to a specific elementary school, then you can specify, and we will do our best to match you in that area, or even that specific school. And then you could even drill it down if you want to help a girl, in second grade, for example. Then we'll match you as well.
Wow, that's awesome. And so that's the individual contribution. If you're a business, is there any way that you can contribute?
Absolutely. We have a lot of large businesses that get involved. I should say that, we're a large donor program, meaning there are more than 800 people who sign up between businesses, individuals, churches, schools, and organizations each year. So if, for example, a person or a business can't go out and shop, or get all of their employees involved and go out and shop for the backpack and school supplies, they can make a monetary donation. They can go to our DHR website, Department of Human Resources, and pay through PayPal, or they can give us a call, and we'll make sure that that donation is changed into purchasing that school supplies and backpacks for those kids, or gift cards. And so in other words, we're going to make sure every student in need and that needs help receive that backpack and school supplies.
But just to be clear, this is all donor funded. You're not receiving state funds, county funds, or anything for this program. This is all from the donors.
You are
right?
absolutely right.
Okay.
This is a completely donor-based community program. So that's why we need people to sign up.
Absolutely. So make sure that you are out there if you're a business, if you're an individual, and that you can help out with this program. That, once again, you visit the DHR website, which is where again?
dhr.maryland.gov/Arundel to make a monetary donation, or you can give us a call at 410-269-4462. You can also find us on the county website to fill out that fillable form at aacounty.org.
Great. Tanya, thank you so much for coming on the show this week.
Thank you.
Thank you both for
I'm sure
having
you'll
me.
see a lot more, some traffic and some people donating
We
after
hope so.
this episode.
And let's help those kids get back to school.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. And you can donate all year long.
All
right?
year long,
Very
absolutely.
good. Oh, well, thank you so much for joining us, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Week in Review after this.
The earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake. And you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
Welcome back. Now we sit on break, and I got to mention it real quick.
Okay.
There were 2 burrito spots that we forgot about. Oh no, just one, Baja Fresh. And Chuck, our producer, was reminding me that Baja Fresh has a salsa bar, and so does Moe's.
Burrito fanatic. I don't get it.
I just want to make sure I'm delivering the news as fit, because
You are a groundbreaking journalist, and I appreciate
this is important. This is an important investigative story,
Yes.
and I want to make sure that I have all the facts straight.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jane Miller.
All right, as promised, we want to preview a great event this weekend to get out and enjoy South County. It's the annual RiverFest, and there is something for everyone. We're talking local seafood, barbecue, maritime artwork, the traditional blessings of the fleet, bluegrass, and folk music, the works. It's a great event, Chris. Have you been to RiverFest yet?
I haven't.
Okay, it's great. It's all happening Saturday, June 6th, starting at noon at Discovery Village, which is located at 4800 Atwell Road in Shadyside. Tickets to RiverFest are $10 for adults, $4 for kids, and free to children ages 6 and under. There will be free parking on site and in nearby lots with free shuttles to RiverFest. All proceeds from the event go to the Rest and Road Riverkeeper to ensure these waterways remain fishable, swimmable, and of course, clean. It's a great event. And West and Road Riverkeeper, they do a fantastic job. So it's really important for folks to get out there, especially in South County, and support our local waterways. So that's happening on Saturday.
South County's got it, but we got something over in East County too, in Downs Park.
Yes, there's
It's a
also
family fun
Friends of Downs Park's Community Family Fun Day, and I've been to that event as well. That's also this Saturday, and you can get more information on that on the Rec and Parks pages for Anne Arundel County, and that's a great event. Live music, great food, lots of vendors. The recycling division will be at both events, so you can come get all your recycling goodies at either.
Get your green recycled poly grocery store bags.
Get your reusable shopping bags, pencils made out of newspaper, water bottle pens. So it's going to be a great event. Speaking of county events on weekends, I heard you had quite a round in the dunk tank.
Well, it wasn't
weekend.
necessarily a county event. It was a community event. We had North Linthicum Day over
In the county.
at Overlook Park.
It was in the county.
But we had people from the state and all too. I see what you're saying, but I'm trying to get more confusing than I need to be.
Yes.
But we had.
This is why you ended up in the dunk tank.
I know. It was fun though. We had one of my predecessors, now delegate, Mark Chang, was in the dunk tank, and I was in the dunk tank as well, and we had a lot of folks from the community out there, and it was fun. I was in that tank heckling the little kids, being nice about it, but they would miss, and I'd say, hey, you look like a softball player.
Let's not talk
Your
about
grandmother
the
throws
misses,
better than you.
Chris, let's talk about the scores. How many times did you end up in the water?
We don't have to talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so Mark was in there for about 20 minutes. I was in there for about 30 minutes. I don't know what it was, but Delegate Chang, he just didn't go swimming that much. They were all missing. When I got in that dunk booth, everyone hit the mark.
Interesting.
And I think we got some pictures and video. I'll see if I can get it over to Chuck in time for the show. But
Yes, I'd like to see some pictures.
Your recycling cohort was taking pictures.
I don't know whom you're speaking about. Well, what are you going to be doing this weekend? Are you going to be visiting at Downs Park or going down to RiverFest?
Well, Downs Park's close to home, so I'll stop by there.
Great.
And I've also got a ribbon cutting at Wilkins Buick in Glen Burnie. They just put also another family fun day. That's what they're marketing it as. And they put a lot of money into improvements and all there. So they're going to have moonbound stuff for the kids, things like that.
Very good. Very good.
All right. Well, I hope to see you this weekend. We're gonna have some fun at Downs Park and all those other places.
Yes.
But
Make sure you get out either RiverFest or if you want to go up to Downs Park.
we got to cut the show off somewhere. We can't just keep talking about us all day. So unfortunately, this wraps up this week's edition of Week in Review. But you can watch this episode and archived episodes online anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or Google Plus by searching Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more highlights and news from around the county. We'll see you next time.